tyranny, corruption, extortion.
Sunlight is the best disinfectant.
BZ Watchdog News Network.
You know, one thing I have learned doing this work is that corruption always acts the same. First they ignore it, then they downplay it, then they hope nobody notices. And when that fails, they run for cover, hide in an executive session, and pray the public moves on to the next scandal by morning. Well, not here, because in Freestone County, that old game is starting to fall apart. Last week, we covered Freestone County Constable Precinct 4 Ken Sessions, a public official accused of sexual harassment, not once, but twice. And what happened? According to the case outcome being discussed publicly, he walked away with just 15 days deferred adjudication after the complaint was filed by the victim and her attorney, David E. Moore, while the district attorney refused to prosecute. That's real comforting stuff. Justice, Texas style. But now, all of a sudden, after David Moore got up and spoke at Commissioner's Court, and after my videos started making the rounds on Facebook and getting attention in Freestone and Limestone County, the pressure got hot. Hot enough that Freestone County Commissioner's Court had to call a special meeting, go into executive session, and vote on trying to have Ken Sessions removed from office. Now, I had to stop and look into this myself, because unlike some of these officials, I like to know what the law actually says before I open my mouth. And under Texas law, yes, a constable is an officer subject to removal, but removal is done through a district judge, by petition, and ultimately through a jury trial, not just by somebody whispering in a hallway and making a phone call. The law lays out the grounds, the petition process, possible suspension pending trial, and the requirement of a jury in removal proceedings. So let's be clear. I'm not sitting here claiming I'm the only reason any of this is happening. I'm not. Public pressure comes from a lot of places. But what I am saying is this: exposure matters. Sunlight matters. Public embarrassment matters. And when these people think nobody is watching, nobody is recording, nobody is asking questions, and nobody is willing to push the story, that is exactly when corruption gets comfortable. And apparently, comfort is getting real hard to come by lately. Because just like Fairfield police officer Bailey Mills was terminated last month after her own off-duty DWI situation drew heat, and just like I was single-handedly responsible for helping bring down William Rhodes over in Commerce, the pattern stays the same. When corrupt officials get exposed, they panic. They circle the wagons. They run to executive session. They start lawyering up. They start spinning. And suddenly the people who ignored everything yesterday want to act like they care today. Imagine that. This is what happens when you put pressure on people who are used to operating in the dark. Because I have a very particular set of skills. I will find you, I will investigate you, and I will expose you. And I will put so much pressure on the system that the people protecting you will be forced to choose between saving your job or saving themselves. Nobody is above the law. Not a constable, not a chief, not a commissioner, not a district attorney, not a mayor, definitely not a city manager, not anybody. I'm here for transparency, I'm here for accountability, and I'm here for justice for the people who get ignored, brushed aside, and treated like they do not matter while officials protect their own. So before we get into the rest of it, listen to how this special commissioner's court meeting went down on April 10th, 2026. And don't forget, smash that like button, drop a comment or two, share this everywhere, and subscribe to the channel. Roll it.
And now we'll go to item number 12, which will be executive session, personnel matters in accordance to the Texas Government Code 551.074.
Number 35.
At 9:35. Executive session. Item number 13 is to vote on the discussion of executive session. This time I will ask, is there a motion to utilize county funds and resources to create a petition for removal from office?
I'll make a motion.
I'll second.
I have a motion and a second. Is there any other discussion? All in favor, aye. Motion carried.
And there you have it, watchdogs. Funny how this works, isn't it? For weeks, months, maybe longer, nobody wants to touch it. Nobody wants to ask questions. Nobody wants to rock the boat. But the second the spotlight gets too bright, the second the public starts paying attention, the second these videos start spreading all over Facebook and YouTube, suddenly Freestone County finds its backbone. Now, all of a sudden is there a motion? Now, all of a sudden it is, let's use county funds and resources. Now, all of a sudden, people want to act concerned. That is how government works when it gets caught flat-footed. Ignore it first, bury it second, then when that fails, scramble an executive session and pretend accountability was the plan all along. No, this did not happen because they woke up with a burning passion for ethics and integrity. This happened because pressure was applied. This happened because the story got out. This happened because people started watching. And when corrupt officials realize the public is no longer asleep, they start moving real quick. That vote you just heard says everything. They know this is serious. They know this is ugly. And they know this is no longer something they can just sweep under the rug and hope it disappears by next Tuesday. Because that rug is getting pretty damn full. And let this be a reminder to every constable, every chief, every commissioner, every mayor, every city manager, and every good old boy politician hiding behind titles and closed doors. The public is watching, and I'm watching even closer. You can lie, you can duck, you can deflect, you can run into executive session. But once I get on your trail, the heat does not go away. That is what accountability looks like. Messy, uncomfortable, public. And it is only the beginning. This is BZ with BZ Watchdog News Network, where sunlight is still the best disinfectant. Smash that like button, drop a comment, share this everywhere, and subscribe if you are sick and tired of public officials treating the law like it only applies to everybody else. I will see you in the next video.
Tyranny, corruption, extortion.
Sunlight is the best disinfectant.
BZ Watchdog News Network.